What's up, North America? We got Rune Alchemy now. It's a little bit confusing at first, so let's walk through it together. So to get there, pretty simple, runes and then Rune Alchemy. And we've got this new sort of window right here. First, we can start with Rune Crafting. Rune Crafting is pretty much the same as it was before. It's just a much nicer UI here. So pretty simple. You can choose a number to craft. You can choose what star level. It'll show you here in the little picture at the top. And of course you can craft, different rarities. So at this point, we're really only crafting 6-star runes. Like, unless you're super early game and you want to craft some like 5-star legendary runes, that's totally fine. But for most of us that have rune crafting right now, we should be focused on 6-star legendaries. Now, they are not cheap. As you can see here, there's 20,000 of these pieces here, the rune pieces, and 100 of these dark engraved stones. I don't really farm hero area as much as I should, so that's why I'm pretty low on this. And then you can see 1,500 sky stones and then 1,000 of these rune enchantment stones. So 6-star runes are expensive, but they are very much worth it. So I'm mostly just going to be focusing on runes that are either really good runes or runes that I can't get easily. Okay, so my easiest hard dungeon right now, I can do level 2 auto, is the Spider Queen dungeon. So that one's easy for me. I can level 2 hard auto that. So I'm probably not going to be crafting energy runes because I can get a lot of those from the dungeons. Now the Borbo boss and the Talades boss is a little bit more difficult for me. So I'm probably for now going to be using the rune crafting for blade, rage runes, and foresight runes. I think are really good in PvP. So you make the decision on what runes you need, but that's just sort of my priority. Unfortunately, there is no despair inside of the rune crafting, and despair is probably the best PvP set right now. All right, so moving on to Rune Succession. Rune Succession is a relatively simple concept, okay? The only thing that you're ever gonna put into the top slot here, let me get down here to the bottom. That's where I got them all. So is your 6-star legend runes that are good. Now, for instance, let's go. So for instance, this one right here, not that great. It's got a, its defense percent. Obviously all the substats suck. So I wouldn't necessarily put into this rune, but this is how it works. I've got a 6-star legendary rune up there, and then I put a already leveled up, a +15 rune down below. So down below, we've got a +15 purple rune. As you can see, it cost a little over 2,500 sky stones and about 1,200 of these rune pieces here. When you use this +15 rune, this 6-star rune right here will become +12. Okay. Now you can only use +15 runes. As you can see, these are the only ones that are available for me to use are +15 runes. If I were to put a +15 legendary rune in here, as you can see, the skystone cost is significantly lower. And this guard rune at the top, this 6-star guard rune, will turn into a +13 rune. So all this menu is, this Rune Succession, is the ability to use some of your trash runes that are +15, right? Stuff that you've had for a while. You're able to use these to then level up your 6-star runes. All right, so the other important part of this menu is that you can also transfer not only the level, right? So this +15 5-star purple will make this guard rune +12, which is great, but it's also going to transfer your books and effect stones here. So that's what's really nice about this. A lot of you might have used some really expensive books on some lower runes, and now you have the ability to take those books and put them onto your better runes. So be very careful about this. Make sure to own, if you have like books on runes, make sure that you have a good 6-star rune that you're going to be putting it into. This one's really kind of trash, but I'm just using this as an example. All right, Rune Combination. This is where I'm going to be spending a lot of time, is in Rune Combination. So this is how this works. So Rune Combination allows you to take 3 runes and combine them together to make a different rune. All right, so the way this works is we've got the ability to, if we put 3 rage runes in here, it's going to spit out a rage rune. Now it's going to spit out another 5-star rage rune. This one's obviously trash. I'll be able to put this back into the combination menu. Now, there is a 10% chance, as you can see, to get the great success. So in this case, if I have 3 5-star rage runes, there is a 10% chance that I get a 5-star legendary rage rune. So 5-star purples can't turn into 6 stars. All right, so the next thing to understand about this window is that if I were to put, say, 2 guard runes and an assemble rune, it's going to give me a completely different rune set. So I'm going to press combine rune. And we have a blade rune, right? A random 5-star blade rune. What's nice about this is I can then go take this blade rune and go combo it with other blade runes, giving me the possibility of a legend rune. Now, the chance is very low. People have been going through this a lot, and the chance is very low to get a legend rune. So you got to be patient with it. But honestly, I'm at a point now to where not a single one of these purple 5 stars are useful to me. So I'm just going to keep going with these until I get that 5-star legendary rune. Now, I'm using the same set. So as you can see, energy, energy, energy. I'm doing that a lot with sets that are good. So energy, rage, blade, despair, the foresight sets, all of those are really good sets. And so I typically am not going to combo those sets. There we go. So there's our first one. We did 3 rage runes and it gave us a legendary rage rune. Now, this is honestly not a horrible rage rune typically. So I might even keep this. We'll see. But now what I can do is take this rage rune, and if I come down here to my legendaries, so we go 1, 2, 3, and we can use 3 legendary runes, and there is a great success chance. That great success chance has the chance to give us a 6-star legendary rune of this same set. Now, of course, just like before, if I were to put in a different rune, like a swift rune, it's going to give me a random success, right? It's going to give me a random rune. So blade, blade, swift could give me foresight. So in the case of like a good rune set, I want to always use the same rune set if I can. So blade, blade, and blade to give me that chance of a 6-star blade rune. So here's a little strategy, a little thing that I've been doing. And I'm going to go over to quick settings here. I'm going to turn these off. I'm going to turn on 5-star hero runes, and I'm going to turn on all the rune sets that I know that I'm not going to use a ton of. Okay, and I'm going to press apply. And so like there's these resistance runes, these endure runes. I'm not going to use a ton of these. I don't use a ton of swift either, especially that one. It's bad. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3. They're different runes, right? And what this is going to do is when I combine them, it's going to give me the chance of a different rune. So this one in particular gave me a vampire, so that just happened. But it has a chance of giving me a despair rune or a rage rune. And there's a chance of getting a legendary version of that. So it's all about just sort of like managing your runes. Now, as you can see, I've got some runes down here that are plus 12, right? Some that are plus 15. The plus 15 ones you want to use for Rune Succession over here, using to level up your 6-star runes, so kind of save those. But these plus 12 ones, same thing, doesn't matter, just throw them in there. I don't really care for swift, so I'll throw in a endure rune. I'll press OK. And there is a foresight rune. So this is actually not a bad rune as far as like the set, right? So I like this set. So now I can take that foresight rune and I combine it with other foresight runes. All right, so the last part, and what's going to be your sort of daily thing that you're going to have to do now, is you're going to throw in 6-star runes that are purple that are kind of trash. So this one, and this one. They're all not that great, right? So I would throw in 3 energy runes for the chance at getting a energy legendary rune, right? And if I don't get the legendary rune, then I'm just going to get another 6-star purple energy rune, which has a chance of being decent. This is one of those cases when I would possibly use magic dust, okay? Magic dust, the way magic dust works is it simply takes that 10% great success rate and turns it into a 90% great success rate. So great success for this means that I'm going to get a 6-star legendary energy rune. Now, I do not think that I'm going to be using my magic dust on anything except for despair runes, right? I'm going to be using them on 6-star purple despair runes because I think that the despair rune set is probably the best for PvP in many people's opinion. Now, you can choose to use that on some rage runes or some blade runes or even some energy runes. As we know, those are all good sets, even for PvP. So you can decide how you're going to use your magic dust, but the magic dust is a relatively rare commodity now. You get the magic dust from doing field events, specifically the world boss field events. As you can see here, the whales are going to get a couple more, but just by participating, you're going to get magic dust here. Okay, so trying to do your world bosses as often as possible. You know, if you can do one on each summoner every day, that's going to get you at least 3 magic dust every single day, and that's going to be important for combining those purple runes together. All right, guys, so the last thing inside of Rune Combination is what do you do with your trash legendary 6-star runes? Same thing, we're going to put them into the combination here. So let's go to quick settings here. By the way, this is the new simple and detailed. It's kind of crazy, so I'm not sure how much I like it. So I've got a couple 6-star legendary runes here. Not all of them are great, right? So this is a flat one. Not going to be able to use this. This one's kind of meh. They are 6-star runes, so it's like you got to think about them a little bit differently, right? But specifically the ones that have those flat stats, right? Those are the ones that we're typically going to be looking at. So like this one, I'm not going to be using this. Doesn't have even HP in the substats. And then this fatal one is attack. It's not horrible. We'll say this one. So in this case, I've got 6-star legendary runes that aren't great, right? They don't have good substats. They didn't have good tiers to start with. So I could take all of these. As you can see, there's no great success. There's nothing. This is the highest you can go is 6-star legendary runes. So I can combine these runes together for the chance of a half decent guard rune if it had defense on it, but it doesn't. So this one is probably going to get comboed with other guard runes in the future to make a guard rune that's actually good, right? So that's the last thing you can do. You guys are going to be farming a lot in the hard mode of Path of Adventure. You're going to get a lot of trash legendary 6-star runes. This is what you can do with them, is you can rune combo them. What's wonderful about this is it's completely free to do rune combos. So really cool way of being able to manage our runes, and a really cool way to be able to make use of those trash runes that we get so many of. The last place on our rune alchemy menu is the disassembly menu. Now, honestly, with Rune Combination, there isn't a lot of reason now to disassemble runes, okay? You're not getting the gold like selling them, right? And so for instance, let's just go ahead and disassemble a rune real quick. The only runes that I'm really going to be disassembling now is going to be, you know, these random ones that you get from quests and whatnot, and I'll disassemble those. But yeah, there really isn't a reason to disassemble purple runes at this point, especially now that we have rune combo. 1, 2, 3 blade runes. There's a chance of getting a great success, giving me a legendary blade rune. All right, guys, I hope this helped. I know it's a little bit different than the usual types of videos I do, but I wanted to try to get something out to you guys as soon as possible to describe how this rune alchemy menu works. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I also have my Discord link down in the description. You can ask tons of questions there. If I'm not there, there's a lot of other very knowledgeable people in the Discord that can answer your questions for you. As usual, if you like the video, make sure to hit like and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to keep seeing more. All right, guys, I'm TopherSmurf telling you to keep on gaming.